What is good, Josh on this Pool Game Man, back with yet another anime review video, baby. And today we're getting into My Hero Academia. So this anime is, I would say, in my top 10. It's one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty cool, pretty fun looking anime, right? And just as an overall overview, I gotta say, I can't wait for the next, whenever the next season is supposed to drop. I can't remember if it's been announced or anything like that, not as far as I know. But obviously I know the anime only adaptation isn't done. And main thing about me is I mainly watch anime. Now I do see manga spoilers, I do hear things, I do search things, but I don't actually read the mangas. I will let you guys know that now. But it does not have that kind of time, unfortunately. If I had the time, definitely would pick up a manga and just go ahead and read through how, especially how this one is. But I've heard how it ends or what kind of goes on at the ending, and we've reacted to several videos on this channel ranking and explaining things with My Hero Academia specifically. So today what I'm going to be doing is kind of reviewing and giving my points on what's happened in the anime up to this point, for those that have not seen it, or just to reminisce with people that have seen it and want to hear what I have to think about it. So let's jump straight into the things where we started at the beginning. As a quick little summary here, as you have a little boy named, I almost called him Deku for a second because honestly he's been called Deku for so long I forgot. Midoriya, I think I'm saying it right. I call him Deku. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Sorry, Kachan got me calling you Deku. It's way easier to say. I'm not gonna lie to you. It fits, you know what I'm saying. And he wanted to turn around to something good anyway. So, but starts from them as a young boy, has no powers in a world full of everybody having what they call quirks, so that everybody can basically be some level of super. You can do something. Harden your skin to steel, harden your skin to stone, spit fire, spit water, spit ice. You have those that are animal affiliated, look like a kangaroo or have the powers of a kangaroo, frog, snake, dragon, different things like that. Grow wood off your arms, like wood release. Grow giant, grow small, you know, changing your size, super strength, super speed. And then you have the almightiest hero of all time, and All Might, that has just seemingly everything. Super speed, super strength, super knowledge, just everything. And so everybody wants to be like All Might, not knowing that he actually has his power handed down to him through a lineage, and he's looking for the next person to hand his power to. And so one day Deku goes to save his friend Kachan, who gets trapped up in an attempted robbery trying to be a hero, gets trapped up. He tries to save him, can't do it, so All Might comes and saves him, and he hooks onto All Might and sees him transform back to a normal human. And upon learning this secret revelation of his hero, he realizes that he needs to give up his dream. Being told by his hero that he's giving his dream. Still doesn't do it though. Trains hard with his hero, gets the quirk from his hero, and just ultimately ends up starting to develop that quirk so that he can go train at UA, the best school for heroes there is around, so that way he can finally, achieve his goal. So after getting accepted in, trains along with his friends and family, you start to get an emotional connection built up with all these different friends, seeing what they have. They get attacked multiple times from people that are trying to get at All Might, and every time they find a way to go and battle through it. Now, what you start to learn through this show is that there are people that don't like All Might because they feel like he's kept crime down too much, or even when he disappeared, that everything is fake. So you get different antagonists like the League of Villains that want to take him down, who are operating off of the rulings of something called All for One. All for One is the main big bad in the whole show. If you don't know that name, even if you haven't watched anime, you should know that name, because he is the main big bad over the entire show. He's the one pulling all strings, and his ultimate goal is to get one for all and all for one to be one. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get that power for himself, so that way he can be the ultimate hero. That's just it. He can take people's powers and give them as he pleases and make a profit off of it and control you. So with that being said, he's pulling all these strings. He's pulling the League of Villains. There's this dude coming on that's called Stain, who actually, he goes the hero killer. He actually go around killing people that aren't All Might because he feels like they're not worthy enough to be heroes, and he wants to be killed by All Might. Crazy, weird. You've got the what was it called? The Villain Association. They had some kind of like really long name. They worked with a League of Villains that ended up getting destroyed. The Liberation. Here we go. Liberation, name for short. And basically, it's just those kind of three things that kind of go along. You just see them beat different people, get these different powers, level up each time, and Deku gets more and more in tune with his one for all power. Starting to learn that his power actually has multiple powers in it. It is not just All Might's. Trying to learn how to use his power without breaking his own body, because yes, he is not physically strong enough to hold it yet. So every time he launches one of All Might's attacks, that limb broke. Like, I'm talking about shattered. It's purple, it's dangly, it's dead, until he gets healed by the healing woman that kisses you and heals all your wounds. So after defeating the first couple big bads and everything's looking all good, the world goes into absolute turmoil when finally One for All is able to put his power into somebody called Shigaraki. He has been somebody he's been molding and kind of developing, kind of like Orochimaru did for Sasuke, but he actually did it successfully, molding so he can take over his body, basically, and have a younger body, stronger powers, because he's been beaten down from all his fights with One for All. He's beaten down, he's old, he looks like Madara at the end of Naruto Shippuden, destroyed. So he finally gets to put his power into somebody else who he's molded. He's finally got his body ready to take over the power. And the power switches. Now, Shigaraki has the powers of All for One, but his psyche is starting to be taken over, as it should be. And he's trying to fight that off internally, but he's not sure if he even wants to, because the world, he hates the world so much and they haven't done anything for him. But he doesn't want to do somebody else's will. He wants to destroy the world his own way. So that's why he keeps fighting it off, and Deku's trying to save him. Deku's finally realized that there's somebody good in there. It's actually just a scared little child, and that he wants to save him. And now we're finally fully caught up in a generalized synopsis of plot. Now let's go ahead and get back into some of the action, right? So the fight scenes, top tier. There's actual boxing going on in these. I would say there's a couple of short-winded fights that could have been elongated, showed off more of the hand, showed off more of the power. But you basically see the true devastation of what some of these quirks can do, like decay. It goes from just, if he touches you, you're gone, to if he touches the ground, city blocks are gone. That is an insanely overpowered ability, because anything that those city blocks are touching are gone. So if you're standing on the city block while it's disintegrating, you're disintegrating. If you are touching somebody else that's disintegrating, you are disintegrating. If you even look in the direction of something disintegrating, you are just, no, I'm just playing. But there's plenty of overpowered abilities like that. Like, there's one of their main teacher, Aizawa. He has the ability, if he looks at you, as long as he doesn't blink, your quirk don't work. All he has to do is look at you. Now, of course, he has to keep his eyes open, which causes his eyes to dry out very quickly, but that's still overpowered. There's this little girl, I forgot what the little girl's name is, but basically she has the power to rewind time. So there's one point where she was on Deku's body and he was able to go full out, because every time she was rewinding him younger to where his injury didn't happen anymore. So he was actually having to attack extremely fast and not stop, because if he stopped, he was going to turn into a baby. But as long as she was touching him, he was full on fighting, just throwing blows left and right and not getting hurt at all. Super cheap. There's this one dude, Vermilion, who just could walk through walls, and he was actually going to take over the power because he was that strong, but it ended up in Deku's mouth. Because, oh yeah, to change powers, you got to eat something of the other person, so he ate some of All Might's hair. I think it was by accident too. But yeah, that's just how the story ends up kind of unfolding, and there are not really too many plot twists. There are things that you can see coming, and then when they kind of finally hit, it leaves you in shock and awe. But I would say not too many plot twists for sure. Everything kind of plays out the way that you would think it was. Like, they lead you into it pretty well, so they don't really kind of hit you with a immediate left turn at all. But I would say one of my problems with the anime, for say, is just kind of like the whole idea, and this is just me personally, the whole idea of, like, it's like friendship and needing other people to fight. Because let's face it, like, even some of the most powerful anime, even though they rely on friendship and teamwork, the main character does do 80% of the work. And that's with Dragon Ball Z. You know, Goku does a lot of the work and a lot of his fights. Now, he does push other people to do it, and it helps them get stronger, but let's face it, you know, he's doing a big portion of the work in a lot of his fights. Naruto, he needs help. You know, in the end with Kaguya, it's not just him, but let's face it, he's doing about 60 to 75%. He's doing over 50% of the work, you know, in a lot of these cases. Luffy, same thing. Bleach, same thing. There's a lot of, there's some animes out there where the main character is doing 100% of the work. I love those. Those are actually my favorite animes. But in this show, it feels like it's really, honestly, 50-50, if not that. Sometimes Deku's doing a less percentage of the work. Somebody else is doing it all for him. He just comes in and lands the final blow, or as that final, movement that kind of helps somebody else finish off a fight. So if in that aspect, I wish they had made him a little bit stronger. Now I get they had to kind of nerf the power in some type of way, but like for example, when he goes off and starts trying to fight everybody on his own, and they're trying to bring him back in the ring, he's like, no, I gotta go, I gotta leave, I can't stay here. And you're supposed to be the MC, and your classmates, not the enemy. Who knows what the enemy would have done if there were that many of the enemy. His classmates are able to stop him. Now, of course, they're dragging on the emotional, pulling on the heartstrings of him a little bit, so it's kind of weighing them back. But still, they stopped you? No, you wanted to be stopped. That's what I'm saying with that one. You wanted to be brought back. You didn't want to keep fighting and run away. You wanted to be brought back. But the fact that they were all able to pull something off like that. Now, don't get me wrong. His classmates are extremely powerful. I think that's a great thing they do in the world building, is making these side characters strong enough to stand up with them. And that's the whole point of the anime, is to show that he can't do it alone in teamwork. I'm just saying that's my crow. That's why I couldn't rate it higher, right? For me, it's an 8.9 out of 10 anime. That's why I couldn't just rate it just a little bit higher. I like my main characters to be main characters. I like them to lead. Now, if we had to uplift everybody and show that they can do it together, that's fine. At least still have them do, because like I said, Naruto didn't do every fight on his own. He had help sometimes. Have them help sometimes. At least make the final battle him, at least give him 60 to 75% of the workload. If he has to have other people come in and help, that's cool. I'm not saying they gotta die off, but I mean, y'all saw what happened to Neji when he tried to help. So not saying they have to die off, but they can come in and help a little bit, and then go take a back seat. But that's, of course, just my personal opinion with the show. I think it does a good job of getting you invested in the other characters. I mean, I was genuinely sad, not crying, but genuinely sad about the whole plot twist of, Dabi actually being the son of the number 2 hero and Todoroki's brother, and him getting sad about him not coming back, and like the kind of emotional moment the family has of seeing the eldest child actually be an enemy when they thought he died years ago, and the burden that Endeavor has felt for not being there to possibly save his child, and watching him burn himself up when he got there too late. Just slowly starting to realize, like, yo, I really actually messed up my family. I thought I was doing what I could, and I was so obsessed with this envy of trying to be number 1 that I really destroyed my entire family, and I have to live with that, and I have to try to atone for it, and I may not be able to. The emotional effects of seeing, like, for example, when Bakugo almost dies, but he finally has that character development where he kind of accepts Deku finally for the first time. That was pretty cool and dope to see, for me personally. And to seeing how much his classmates cared for him to bring him back, I think was one of those things that I was like, this is nice. This is nice. I like this. So let me know what you guys think of it down below, though. I'm very interested to see where it kind of takes a step forward to next, because, spoiler alerts here. They do say that he's supposed to lose his powers, though. They do say that he's supposed to lose everything. Now, they also said something about like him getting like a suit of some kind, like the side character department makes him like some kind of suit to where he can still do superhero work and still do stuff, but not to the level he could before. But it's just the fact that he's about to lose everything. I hadn't even heard someone say like he lost everything and started working at like Burger King equivalent, for example. Like that was tragic. But let me know what you guys think about it. What are you guys excited for it to happen next? I'm excited to see where this fight goes and to see how it ends. I'm excited to see who delivers the final blow. How does it go down? Is Shigaraki saved? Because that's one thing I don't know, is Shigaraki saved? Like, is he actually able to pull himself away from all for one? Like, is he able to separate, or does he just die out too? That I don't know. So let me know what you guys think of the anime down below. Like I said, I gave it an 8.9 out of 10, but let me know what you guys give it, and I'll catch you guys in the next anime review where we'll go over even more animes here in the future. I got a couple other good ones here, a couple other like non-mainstream ones too that I think I could put you guys on. So catch you guys in those next videos. It's been SGG, aka The King of Games. Wait, that's not this channel, but make sure you guys check out that channel, Smooth Guy Game, bro. We play a lot of gaming videos over there. But this is Sean Too Smooth, aka Black Okage, Black Avatar, and King Leo, aka I don't want to be a Black Deku. I ain't gonna catch you, the Black All Might. Catch y'all in the next one, man. I'm going for the day. Peace.